kid. They told me humble beginners, my mission not to be known. I feel as powerful as Luke Cage, Jessica Jones. Smoking on some sours, your girl hitting my phone. But I'm too busy getting money, need a new whip and a home. Still selling zones, a product of my environment. Question why I struggle, my answer, I'm not Iverson. If it was up to me, I would never commit a crime again. Fortunately, reality won't allow me to hide a thing. Social media makes it easier for you to not be you. The numbers don't match at the end, boy. No copy cool. I wish I could live past my prime like I'm Raja Gul. I would make the whole world mine if it was possible. Lyrically, I feel like Jordan in 9-6. The best to ever do it, never needed a conscience. It seems like my music addicted to violence. Every bar that I spit gets seen through conflict. Free M. Co. blast this shit on the island. NinjaNation. Went to the school in Shaolin, AC. Money never let the grind end. Life taught me trust unless more than 5 friends. Ain't it funny? Some killers are backstabbers. Only class in school I learned was mathematics. I feel like I'm not from this world like Atlantis. I feel like I'm the only one that feels that rap matters. I'm dedicated, well medicated off haze, and I'm motivated to get out of my selfish ways. And they hating on me, and it doesn't matter to me, cause I'm getting money. Nothing's free, we getting paid while I'm on vacation, getting head under some shade. Gucci frames, has blue eyes and long braids. She's into fame, do it for the gram, girl, do your thing. Think Lil Wayne, this shit fire off of the brain. I'm a psycho and I write, yo, don't get hyped though. This knife go through you in pipe slow. I'm Michael Myers, I'm higher than the Eiffel Tower. This hour is such an eyeful, and it's survival, and you don't wanna go to war. I go berserk, big blade through his vocal cords. Best rapper, best album, I'ma win both awards. Funny thing about rich people, all of them broke the law. Free M. Co. blast this shit on the island. NinjaNation. Went to the school in Shaolin, AC. Money never let the grind end. Life taught me trust unless more than 5 friends. Ain't it funny? Some killers are backstabbers. Only class in school I learned was mathematics. I feel like I'm not from this world like Atlantis. I feel like I'm the only one that feels that rap matters.
This sucks. This fucking sucks. This whole time. Shh. Don't say nothing. Son of a bitch. Nah, you can hear me now. You can hear me now. Motherfucking Luna had to DM me. Let's redo this. Redo this. Ready? Act like this just happened, alright? Act like this just happened. Motherfucking mic. I swear I need a new mic. The mute button doesn't work. It's NinjaNation Gaming. We're in the building. Blah, blah, blah. We're gonna do a Jake Paul intro, alright? We're gonna do a Jake Paul intro. Fuck Jake Paul, alright. But seriously. What is going on, everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, ninjas of all ages and stages, it's your boy Sets BK1 back at it again with another infamous podcast. We in the building. Got some special guests in here. First and foremost, let me say what's up to all you guys. Thank you guys for letting me know that I was muted for like a minute straight. Dang it. At least you guys have a good laugh. You know what I mean? Sub, click, like, boom, boom. We're done with the intro. Let's get into what the deal is. I like to see that a lot of the people that I haven't seen in a while usually tend to pay attention to these podcasts. It's good. It's good. What up, everybody in the building? It's good to see y'all. We got some info for y'all today. I got the gaming revolution in the building. The infamous, the most clickbaitable, but the most reliable source of information on YouTube. I can confirm that 100%. You know, he's gotten me a few times with his clickbait, but the clickbait is everywhere, man. Don't hate on the clickbait. I'm clickbaiting right now. That's Rick Toffin's body on freaking Klaus's head. All right? So screw it. Another day in paradise. So yeah, we got some info, and I put out a video a couple of days ago, like 2 days ago. I'm gonna go through this really quick because that's what I was saying. I put out a video 2 days ago. And without really giving out information and giving up my source of information or saying anything, I'm not going to really bring it up. I can comment on it. If you guys ask the right questions, I can say things. But I put out a video the other day. It's to reenact everything that has happened so far in World War II. And they like to be a little bit historically correct and then, you know, spam their stuff. So let me throw my phone on mute because y'all be spamming my messages and shit. So I put out a video. Pay attention to that. It's the first link for the videos, the new World War II Zombies guides and tip videos. It's the new Shadow Throne teaser I put out, speech, and some live footage reenactments. Pay attention to what's going on over there. All right. Now they released the map pack announcement. They said it's the Shadow Throne, and you know we're gonna draw a lot of connections to what has been going on Twitter with Cameron Dayton, the stuff that he's been saying, and other people. But let me introduce you to my guests right now. We got my boy Luna in the building. We got my boy Dubbed Out in the building. And we got, like I said, the infamous TGR. The gaming revolution is in the building. This is not a drill, kids. This is not a drill. What up, Cloud9? Good to see you, bro. All right. Now that sham of an intro is over, we can get started. Thanks, Luna, because you're the only reason that I realized I was muted. Fucking started a whole 3-minute intro muted. I'm sick. I got my tea. Where's the trailer at? I heard that we're gonna get a trailer within the next week. Can anybody confirm that? Anybody in here hear about anything? Would like to say anything?
I don't believe that we'll see one.
I don't think they have been dropping trailers according to the same schedule, but whatever the case is.
I think that if they don't put out a trailer after they saw how we reacted to Attack of the Radioactive thing, then that would be stupid of them. Because they know that we're going to rip them up to pieces just for
Well, we did get a trailer for Darkest Shore, didn't we?
Yeah, we got 3 after.
All right, so they're gonna keep up with that. Okay. The zombies community right now is in a state of meh, and when I say that, I mean like nobody knows what the fuck to do. All right, I don't know. I want to gauge everybody's hype on this, and I want to go straight to what TGR was saying before, and I said we'll save it. Like, he said DLC 2's gonna fail. Like, bomb. Why do you think that? And then I'll get into that. What makes you feel like that? Coming from somebody who's been through almost every single Call of Duty, is very well informed of the games and what goes on in them, and the community itself, why do you think it's going to fail DLC 2?
Well, I mean, it's not going to do better than DLC 1. Even if it did on par with DLC 1, it's just kind of got no hope, really. After 2 days after the Darkest Shore was out, there's literally no videos being made on it apart from the secret characters. So there's just not enough stuff to do after the Easter egg is done, and that could be different with DLC 2. There might be more Easter eggs and stuff, but I don't think there's going to be that much. And I just think people have given up on it, really, and they're just waiting for Black Ops 4, the majority of the community. And even if the map's alright and maybe it's a bit more replayable than the other maps, because they're adding contracts with DLC 2, I believe. So that'll definitely, like, spice things up a bit, but I think it's just too late, really, to bring the community back. The number of videos made on the Darkest Shore has to be an all-time low.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, look at,
I can agree with that.
It's just ridiculous.
There's been so low of volume from actual YouTubers who continue to always put out content that you got Reddit people coming out and doing the Easter egg. I'm not going to say no names, but you got random people who used to just not participate in this, you know, see this as an opportunity because nobody else is playing this game. Like, I don't see many people playing World War II on the daily. I see them right after the Easter egg hunt, correct me if I'm wrong, make their tutorials, cash in, and go right back to Fortnite. Fortnite, look, even Dubbed is on Fortnite right now. Can we not? Like, come on, Dubbed. But Fortnite is really making an impact. I know. Dude, do whatever. I'm just joking. But Fortnite is really making an impact on the zombies community. And somebody said something to me the other day about it kind of gives you that feeling, that fresh feeling of the first time you played COD. You know, like, I don't know if that's true or not, but Fortnite is a very refreshing game. I still feel like the people who were built on the zombies community shouldn't forget about the people who built them. You know, I see a lot of people making Fortnite videos that are zombies YouTubers. It's not necessarily okay to classify them as that, because if you're a content creator, by all means, do whatever you want on your channel. That's your business. But it would be nice to see a little bit more people like the bigger guys continue to stream this, because maybe it would encourage the little guys to continue playing and overall make the community a little bit more happy. But I don't see that happening if the game keeps losing hype. Look at where we were with IW a year ago. We said we can't wait for World War II. Now it's like we can't wait for Black Ops 4. I think we should stop anticipating.
It's that way with every Call of Duty, though, since Black Ops 2.
I think the community needs to stop anticipating.
We get halfway through the DLC season and we're already talking about the next Call of Duty. We're done with the one we're on.
Yeah.
And that's partly their fault, though, for announcing, like, the game so early. Obviously, them announcing Black Ops 4, no one's going to care about World War II, obviously.
I feel like that's
all they needed to do to make us not care
that's
about
That's a mistake that Activision made, I think.
Yeah,
because
no, I agree.
If Activision would stop saying, hey, anticipate this next, and stop, like, make it a surprise. Make it a surprise.
They're trying to anticipate wallets.
Exactly. People. Okay. So here's where it's coming in. World War II isn't that bad. Dr. Sauce is right. Like, I didn't play Final Reich for the one reason. It was leaked. It was leaked. Nobody in the world could play it except for the people who got the game a week early. And I feel like that hunt was a sham. The whole release or whatever marketing scheme that they were doing with the YouTubers or whatever glitches happened, I think that ruined it for everybody. And the hype just completely went out the window with the very first map that we got, because the world didn't get to play it yet, but a handful of people in what is supposed to be a race had such an advantage. It's like taking video game steroids. You knew where the power was. You knew where this was. You probably knew the entire thing before you were allowed to even stream it. And then you just went on and did it. And the very first night it gets solved. So it kind of ruined everything. And then a little bit hype was brought back up for Darkest Shore. But now we're going into DLC 2, which nobody knows nothing about except for this image right here. Nobody knows anything about it.
They don't want. That's what they should do. They should release zero information until the map comes out at this point, because when they release information, people just sit there and bitch and complain.
I think they should put a trailer, but I don't think they should have early gameplay and stuff. I don't even see the point in early gameplay anymore, because obviously it's free marketing in their eyes, but they're going to make the exact same videos on release day anyway, so I don't...
The thing is to give the people... I know about early gameplay, right, and marketing. Since they've been so good at giving them such a high volume of an audience, they're going to reward these YouTubers with early access so that they can be ready. It's like a leg up on the rest of them to keep them separated from the rest. They've, I guess, earned it. Now, with early gameplay, what do they actually give them, though? Like, does anybody know if anybody, like Greg or anybody, went and did early gameplay for this DLC? Because I don't think they do that every DLC.
No, not yet. Yes, they do, but not yet. No, nobody's going.
Well, it's 2 weeks away. They'll go in
I
a
wouldn't.
week, probably.
Yeah,
probably
I
do it in a
I wouldn't
week.
tell you if they did leave or anything, but nobody's gone yet for anything.
All right.
I saw that Milo was asking if any UK YouTubers or content creators had any content to show him, because it could lead somewhere. So I imagine they're trying to find a few other UK people to get sent out there for
Everyone
the
link
event
the Taki
before it
video.
goes down. It seems to match up.
All right, let's talk about this new map now.
Come on.
I have some connections to draw. I don't know if you guys seen the thumbnail. That's Richtofen's body with Klaus's head on it. And there's a reason for that. I'm not just fucking trying to clickbait y'all. Somebody by the name of Cherry Gamer, who is also a sponsor of this channel, we got into a conversation on Twitter because I seen something of her post, and she had mentioned that Klaus, or not Klaus, what's this dude? Dr. Straub and Richtofen went to the same university. Why?
I think it might be Klaus.
No,
Is
it's
it
not Klaus. It's Straub. Straub and Richtofen went to the same university. Why? They're both like scientists, crazy people, right? Why would they make that connection? Is it to pay homage or whatnot? And what other links am we gonna see or have to look forward to in this DLC? Which I'm gonna be hunting for little.
Could just be coincidence.
It could just be coincidence, but when have you ever really known anything to be coincidence in
Worth
zombies?
noting for sure.
Nothing.
Well, I mean... I don't know.
I don't ever remember an instance that says, you know, this was a coincidence, but it led to nothing, because it's either they're gonna pay homage or somehow this is gonna link. And Joshua's saying it could lead to BO4. I thought that too, but I confirmed 100% that it's not gonna lead to BO4, because I tweeted at Cameron and I asked him, would it have anything to do with Richtofen's Flying Circus, which was an old Air Force like group back in World War II, or something von Richthofen, who was the Red Baron. Now the Red Baron,
Baron von Richthofen.
the Red Baron wasn't that in Origins? You know what I'm saying? The Red Baron is what we had to shoot out the sky. So there are connections there. I asked him that, and he said nope, nope, and nope. Definitive no's. So it's not going to lead to BO4.
Wouldn't it just be reused ideas?
Yeah.
They probably didn't even realise Richthofen went to the same university, in all honesty.
But did they just come up with it, or are they
Oh.
trying to attach history, like real history, with their made-up history?
Yeah, that's what they're doing, but I just don't think it has any connection to...
I'm going to take that
Perhaps,
note and I'm going to put it on the
yeah,
side.
yeah.
And whenever DLC 2 comes out, I'm going to revisit that and see if we can make any more connections. As far as the new map is concerned, I'd like to get into some things that I've heard, which I don't know if people can confirm or not, but if you've seen my video, I put a lot of that Hindenburg blimp in there for a reason. And if you guys remember the cutscene, which was Darkest Shore, we're on the blimp. We're hanging out. They said something about where he's not going to England. There's something about Berlin, and blah, blah, blah. I want to...
Oh, please lead into that. I want to hear this again.
I want to gauge both of you, all you guys, because I didn't really explain what was going on in my video, and if you guys actually seen the video, you'll see it's like just old World War II footage. I cut pieces together to reenact Darkest Shore and the events that followed in real history to see what connections we can draw. And the Hindenburg blimp was in Berlin on May 7th. Okay, I didn't have time to put all this stuff on screen because my OBS just decided to crash and completely erase everything that was in it. So all this I had to set up today. But there is a Hindenburg blimp sabotage that I think is going to be the whole main key to this next Easter egg. I feel like we're going to be on the blimp. Somehow we're going to lead into Berlin because the blimp was in Berlin. So yes, both those theories are right. We're going to be in Berlin, but we could also be playing the map on the blimp. A lot of people also said it was a small map. Can anybody confirm these things that I've heard? Have you guys heard this similar things?
I can't confirm anything, but as far as the blimp goes, I believe that the blimp will be like a sequence that we fight off, like how you do the sequence at the beginning of the Darkest Shore. And I kind of had the idea when I saw him on the blimps, and then after Cameron confirming him, it almost seems like maybe it'll be like an introduction sequence to the map where we like fight our way off the blimp somehow, maybe, or something
that's what I said.
along those lines.
Yeah,
It'd be a two-part map, be on the blimp and like whatever, like two-part Easter egg. You destroy the blimp and then go down to Berlin or something.
Oh yeah, that would be interesting.
That'd be a good innovation, but you know, let's be real. None of them's ever done that except
Two-part
Treyarch.
Easter egg.
The only thing I'm thinking is like, how much room do you have on a blimp? Like, how much is accessible on a single? blimp?
Listen.
Depends on how big.
Listen. That's why I included a picture. If you guys watched my video, because this is the whole reason why I wanted to have the podcast, was to discuss the things that went on in that video as well. If you look at the blimp compared to that ship, you don't know what ship that is. I didn't include that in the video. But that is the Titanic. And the Zeppelin blimp is the same size as the Titanic. And it just flies. So how big was the Titanic? You had tons of room on the Titanic.
Yeah, that's massive.
The blimp itself is massive. And I have a picture up on my screen against like 4 farmhouses. I guess the distance doesn't show you how greatly big it is. But those blimps are huge. Like,
but is like the whole thing accessible, or just that little bottom room part?
No, the whole blimp.
This is a video game. They can make whatever accessible.
The whole blimp should be accessible, I believe, because yes, it's not. If you look in the video that I showed you, the frame is most of the blimp. But inside that frame, there's rooms, there's quarters, there's stuff like that. And especially in one of these gigantic blimps, they had multiple rooms. That was just, what you're looking at there on the bottom is just the pilot's deck in the observatory. There's so much
space. Intro of us getting off of it.
Okay,
someone just said in chat that the cutscene could be the blimp crashing and going on fire, which was part of the sabotage on May 7th in Berlin. The blimp was sabotaged by a time bomb. So the time bomb is mainly going to be the Easter egg. I tried to give you guys visual images in that video without saying too much. Okay? I believe the intro, just like we came in on the boat, we're going to be flying in on that blimp. And the intro is going to be... Now, this is my prediction. I don't know this for a fact. I did not see anything. This is just in my head and me drawing my conclusions. Okay, I want to be very clear on that in case anybody's going to get salty about me saying this, and it might actually be true. The intro is going to be you guys on top of the blimp where we left off. You guys are going to climb into the blimp, and that's where the map starts. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out. I could be wrong, but it could be them dropping us off in Berlin and then having to sabotage yet another blimp. So I don't know. What have you guys heard? What can you guys elaborate on DLC 2?
Well, the name's the Shadowed Throne, so is throne in reference to Barbarossa since he was the king, or is it in reference to Hitler? Because I don't know. There's a reason for that name.
Yes.
We're not going after anything relating to Hitler. It's all Barbarossa, so I would leave Hitler out of it.
The thing is, though, if we were originally going to go to England, maybe that's where the other piece of the sword is, as opposed to in Berlin. I don't know if
We only
would
need one more
resurrect-
piece, right?
Yeah, but that's why I was saying maybe they'll wait till the next map to actually get the next part, and this could just be like a mid-season sort of like, because we're essentially just this is like a turning point essentially in the storyline.
True.
It's the
Since
arc
it
in the
wasn't-
storyline, yeah.
So this is where we're gonna figure out which way we're gonna go.
What's really going on.
Like what is really going
Yeah,
on.
there's something more going on. There's 100% something else going on, and in my opinion, it's got to do with the guy who's sending us on the the dude REDDDDD, I think his name is. I believe, in my opinion, I think that REDDDDD is like inside on the other force, getting them to gather these artifacts so that he can get them all and then give them to Straub or something like that. Because something's not right with this whole thing. I agree with that.
All right. I have a question that's been rattling my brain for a while, and in all these zombie things, don't we have sort of that one guy who portrays the Richtofen of the group? Who would you guys put in that position? I'm gonna say Drosten. I feel like he knows too much already, and he's experienced too much already.
Drosten told
Exactly.
you. He didn't say that for no reason, man.
So that's what led me to believe a lot of the stuff that he says makes me feel like he's more involved than he leads on to be. You know? The last intro cutscene kind of got me hinting towards that. But who's the bad guy in here? Do we have a bad guy? Is somebody going to turn their backs on us? Like, where's the storyline going as far as...
That's what I'm saying. I think it's the dude. I think it's the dude who is sending us on the missions, and you don't really see much of him, but he's in the intro cutscene to the Darkest Shore, or not the Darkest Shore, to the prologue. You have to watch the prologue intro cutscene to see this guy. He's the dude in the zombie headquarters as well. I think he's the bad guy.
A Kilo Gamer says, I believe
On
the
the
sword
inside.
blade will be split in two. Well, we have the hilt. What's the whole purpose of this? Was to Final Right get the hilt. We got the hilt. We need to forge this sword back together, right? So the next one, Darkest Shore. What did we do towards the sword? We didn't really do anything towards the sword.
We got the pommel.
Well, we got the pommel.
We got the pommel.
Maybe the pommel is the thing that's going to activate the sword and regenerate it. Okay. So now we got a sword blade.
There's been a lot of talk since the beginning of this that the blade was going to be broken up in two pieces, but I don't really think they're going to do that.
I hope it's not. That's just... I don't want to be
We're
collecting
going to get
stuff every
something
single
else in
map.
Berlin. I don't think we're getting a piece of the sword. I think we're going to get
Well, they're
something else.
following
We're
in the
gonna find
footsteps of
something else out.
Treyarch with these artifacts having to be recovered throughout whatever
But
areas.
I don't understand why there would be a part of Berlin, because we weren't originally supposed to go there. Like, it doesn't... We're going to these places because we need to retrieve them, but we weren't... Like, we weren't supposed to go to Berlin, so surely there wouldn't be a part
That's a
there.
good point. Yeah, that's a good point. We're just like going here just be like on an accident, basically. Like,
Yeah, they believe that they were going to England, but the reason that they're not is the same reason that I put Churchill's speech in the video, is because during that time in the war, England won their parts and stuff, and I don't know if they needed more help. They had already taken it over. England was refortified, and no more Nazis were there and whatever. So maybe that's the reason that they redirected their route. Maybe they had already gotten the piece that they needed and didn't need specifically our help to get it. What about the sheath and blade? The sheath, I don't know if those are going to be parts to it. We're just speculating on those things right now. I'd say as a zombie community, we should pay more attention to what these people are saying and dig deeper. Yes, King. Every time I go into a game, I try to pay attention to the dialogue that the characters have between them, because that is information that is so valuable. It's put in the game for a reason. They say things for a reason. They interact with each other for a reason. one person may say a comment to a specific person but not the other. It's because these things were meant to happen and show you where that story's kind of going, kind of give you a little hint, but you really got to read into it and be a little conspiracy theorist at the same time and try to figure out what it is they're actually trying to tell you. You could be right, you could be in complete wrong direction, but it's up to us as a community to go in and dig, like you said. That's why I asked Cam a bunch of questions, because I was doing more research on the storyline. I wanted to understand stuff. And he didn't give me too much that hasn't been said already in public. You know, he doesn't want to give information away. He wants us to dig. So, Star Wars Easter egg confirmed. I believe it. Jimbo Th's going to come out with a video on how to put together the lightsaber in DLC 2.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
It won't get views though, so well.
Anything Jimbo does gets views. Megalodon Easter egg 300 times views.
Have we made much on the zombie language? Reddit is full of information about the zombie language. I can't say too much that I haven't checked it out, but Reddit is full of people who have been working on that. The Drawston files have been released. Did we get an update last week? Because people were saying that we...
Is it really even worth learning the language right now? Because we're halfway through the season and it's not like they're going to be continuing the story in another game.
It could be like the Apothicon language. It could be useful
They're
for some...
reaching too
If they
hard at
make
that
us
point.
learn it, it's gonna piss people off. It's not gonna be like Apothicon. People
Like-
dude, are people like excited about learning this? Honestly,
Hold up.
like, are they like
Like the damn chemistry step didn't piss us off.
I fucking hate it so much.
All right.
I have
Dude, let's not
nightmares
bring
about
that
that
up.
shit still.
Let's not
Or what
bring
about
that up.
the other language in IW where you had to do skull
But
hopper?
that one-
You have
they
to learn
make
the
us learn it
language,
for
I
the
believe.
main
If they
story,
have it there
too.
for a
Yeah.
reason, it's gonna lead to
Yeah,
something.
they
In DLC
They made
4,
us
there's
learn
gonna
it
be
in
an Easter egg
Shadowrun.
step where it's like, listen to this zombie and do what he says. I guarantee it. It's gonna be like,
Well, that's been the path for the Darkest Shores. It's all voice quotes literally telling you what to do. That's why the Easter eggs are getting solved so quick. They took the on-screen prompt off and gave us voice. Okay, voice is nice. I like the Darkest Shore Easter egg myself because it was all logical steps except for, you know, like, it was some sort of like ingenuity that they were trying to do with the pest and the what's that thing called, the whistling, which they implemented it very well. I mean, it worked. Once we learned how it worked and the bugs were fixed, it's actually not bad. It's all pretty logical.
yes,
but they
we just
still
don't
need to-
understand it now. It's like a cipher we haven't figured out yet. Once the cipher is completed, it's easy for everybody to figure it out. But
Yep.
I really do feel like Jim just said, there's 3 more DLCs. So, you know, we only have, this is the first DLC, part of 5. I think we can learn the language before the 5th one. You know what I mean? Not saying that there's a DLC 5, I'm counting the original Final Reich map.
The original map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some sweatband Adderall Fortnite player will decode the language for us. It's okay.
Why the sweatband? Just why?
Because learning the language and decoding something takes a lot of time.
True. It sucks.
And people were so much more interested in Treyarch Story because it goes over multiple games instead of one game. That's why we learned that language.
Yeah, but you don't know. This is the
There's
first.
a website.
When was the last time Sledgehammer put out a zombie game? Can we talk about that? Matt, what
Can we
do you
not?
think?
Exo.
Exo Zombies. Okay, and they didn't continue with that story. Was that 2-part series or just one?
That was just the one. That was just AW. Advanced
Yeah, it
Warfare.
was just AW.
Okay, so depending, from what I've seen and from what I remember hearing, World War II didn't do that bad in sales. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's a popular game. I'm saying they did a good job at duping the Call of Duty community into just buying their game off of the name Call of Duty. Forget what was under the Call of Duty. They just bought it because of that seal. So they did really good. Maybe if the game takes a turn like IW did, right? What if they learn and they get better throughout the DLCs? Spaceland was crap. Raven of the Redwoods was a copy of Spaceland. It was okay. It interested people. Shaolin Shuffle hooked people. Then fucking, Attack, the chemistry step. That's all I'm going to say. That pissed me off. Beyond Beast from Beyond and the Super Easter Egg all kind of raised the bar a little bit and kind of gave everyone what they wanted and were happy at the end of the whole thing.
That's ingenuity that we need, though.
So
that's why Lee was so smart.
So who's to say we got somebody like Karen Dayton who's behind the Zombies community, who's an author himself, kind of like a Blundell in a sense, because I don't know how far involved Lee Ross was with the whole storyline or whatever. But I could say right now,
he wrote it all. Yeah.
I could say right now that Cameron Dayton, I think, can be more imaginative and more expanded on that idea of this zombies and this zone or whatever zombies that they're doing now. This timeline, or if it's going to continue, I see this being a successful kind of story. They have us getting to know the characters. They have good character development. All in all, it could lead to potential greatness. Now, not saying that the game is very popular, because, some games weren't popular until later on. I know the games has gotten a lot of shit for the leaks in general. But other than that, the game is pretty solid. I mean, I played Final Reich now, and the only reason I didn't like it was because of the leaks, but Final Reich is alright. The Easter egg steps are kind of annoying for the hardcore Easter egg. I get the whole sense of them
upgrading all 4 Tesla guns as aids.
I mean, I get the whole sense of them introducing us to the concept of using the notebook to figure out what we need for the Easter egg. That was the whole purpose of the casual and the hardcore. Now we got
the tutorial map.
The Darkest Shore. Yeah, it was the tutorial map. And now you got Darkest Shore, which is no hardcore. It's just straight up Easter egg. I'm very excited to see what goes on in DLC 3. I'm intrigued more than I've ever been for World War II. And it's kind of like around the same time IW intrigued me. DLC 2. You know what I mean? DLC 1 was Rave and DLC 2 was Shaolin. So
the only reason I think you even gave Rave a chance was because Kevin Smith was in it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, not 100% sure. That was one of the biggest reasons I even was so excited.
They sold me on Star Power.
Kevin Smith.
They sold me on Star Power, yes. And I wanted to see what kind of crazy world Kevin Smith would be in if he was fighting zombies. That was the ultimate Star Power sale, yes.
I remember.
Yes.
I remember.
I can't say that for Shaolin, because ain't nobody knew who the fuck Pam Grier was except for older people. Like, you had to be
old heads like us.
Yeah, you had to be old, like 20, 30, to know who Pam Grier was. Of course, everybody somewhere along the line has figured out who Elvira was, and she's a very risque character.
Would you guys agree that it's just about time that they stop putting it into 2 pieces and just Activision just needs to make a standalone zombies game and find a way to innovate it and make it different and bring everybody back instead of making it this little side game mode? It's not a side game mode anymore. It's been the biggest game mode of Call of Duty for at least 5-6 years now straight?
You and TGR are going to hate me right now. I do not believe that that's a good idea. I don't think that the zombies community is bigger than the multiplayer community. For a couple of reasons.
The only reason multiplayer even sells is because of zombies.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The only reason zombies sells is because of multiplayer. Trust me. And that's because how many kids go in and play multiplayer? How many events do they have for zombies? You got one run by MC fucking Sportshawk. That's it. There is no community events for zombies. There are state-to-state divisions for multiplayer.
Well, that's why once Matt gets ZWC actually functioning properly and everything's going good, that was
off to a rocky start because first of all, how are you going to have Zombie World Championships, which was sold on the idea of Zombie World Records being part of it, which we both know what Zombie Records is biased and likes to put their own people on a pedestal. So how are you going to have a corrupt system back another corrupt system, which now both of them aren't fucking with each other because of somebody didn't pay somebody? So how are you going to sell us on the idea of Zombie World Championships when Zombie World Records isn't even a part of it now? That's already going to shambles. Never mind the actual event location and what happened with that and it being in the back room closet of a studio. Alright? Never mind all the bad shit that went on with that whole... It was an attempt, a good attempt, with a lot of names that sold it. But it was just as how they sold us the hype for World War II. They put a bunch of faces in front of it, said this is the thing to do if you're a Zombies player, and then it was complete garbage. Not even the contestants liked it. It was not set up correctly. So if them like a DLC were to improve, I could see that working, but you have to rethink that whole marketing scheme on trying to get the entire community involved. A lot of the community was Zombie World Records. And it was mainly to promote their website. Multiplayer is the reason that
the
Zombies got invented. And remember, Zombies will always be the side project for any Call of Duty franchise. It will not be the main focus. It will never get the attention that multiplayer gets. Never. And that's hands down, because...
What do you mean bullshit? Noah had fucking 100,000 viewers revelation.
You're right. No, I'm saying from the developers.
It happens
I'm saying from the developers, they won't get the same amount of attention. It started off as a side project, and it has become one of their passions, but the game sells on multiplayer. The care packages, the multiplayer, everything multiplayer.
The transaction.
We have our own small community that broke off from Call of Duty because we all started on multiplayer. We didn't know what Zombies was until World at War. And that was way into the Call of Duty franchise. That's why it's always gonna be multiplayer who runs the show. They're always gonna focus on that more, pay attention to that more. They can have $100,000 competitions every month and shit like that for multiplayer, bro. So we don't have that for Zombies. If we can organize and get the right people behind it, this could be something great. But the Zombies community is toxic. It's more toxic than multiplayer, to be honest.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, that's the most hard-headed community ever.
I know Fortnite beats that by a long shot, but we're like
Fortnite is now the leading innovators.
I feel like Fortnite is more like I've seen more ignorance than I do anything.
What with
honestly.
Fortnite?
Yeah, I see a lot of. I guess it goes both ways. Honestly.
I mean,
Never mind.
If you want to compare toxic communities, that's everywhere. You know, if you're heavily involved in any community, it's just the basic people that are involved in it. I mean, look at Reddit. Reddit is the home of the troll. All right, this is.
If you're a fucking YouTuber and you post,
oh my
Reddit,
god,
you get
forget it.
My karma is so far down, and I have a new account. But just because I have that YouTuber fucking thing, they fucking voted me down so hard I can't write anything.
Yeah, I don't bother with Reddit no more. I haven't posted on Reddit in a year. And the only time I went back to Reddit was to post the cannon guide. And that was very useful to a lot of people. So, I didn't get downvoted. But, I mean, everybody has their own toxic community. On YouTube, in general, I think the Zombies community needs to focus more on what the task is at hand. And the people who basically run the Zombies community, which I call the top 10, top 20... You know, Gaming Revolution, Queen, all these people, like if you know a known Zombies YouTuber name, you're in the top 20. You know, if you've been doing this for a while, you're there. And those are the people who should be leading us in the right direction. I just feel like some people who have more influence are doing the wrong things and playing the wrong games and not gauging the audience's interests. Fortnite is fun and all.
Well, you can't really sit there and say playing the wrong games, because they're gonna play whatever the fuck they want to play.
You're right. You're right. What I'd like to see is them give a little bit more love to this game. Take Queen, for instance.
That's not going to happen unless it gets views. Unless it gets views as a business, it will not happen.
But that's my problem with every
want.
other YouTuber then. You're not passionate enough to just do it. You want money from it. And you've been involved with this shit for so long that you know that if you do this, even though it could be good for the community, a little healthy, maybe a day where you don't make that much money, but you could do it and you choose not to because you choose to cash in on the shit that brings views. Now, that's a double-edged sword because every YouTuber wants to grow and everybody wants to get views. So I get that. But
that's why
the
everybody's
people
a top
who I'm
Fortnite
speaking
player.
of would get views if they were picking fucking hair out their ass or if they were fucking feeding their dog. They would get views regardless, as long as they posted it. Now, the extra 20,000 views, if you want to say if Fortnite and zombies, then yeah. Alright, go cash in on your extra 20,000 views. But you got people like Glitching Queen, alright? People say a lot of people's channels are hurting right now. Glitching Queen, I've never seen a video of hers do less than like 60K. She's doing 10K views, but she's still covering zombies. I can respect that. Whatever issues I've had, or whatever, she's still covering this shit. The daily updates can be a little reachy, and you could be scrounging for content anywhere. You know, look at this note that I found on the floor. It's absolutely nothing, but let me talk about it for 20 minutes. It could be reaching, but at least you're giving us fresh content, you know? It's a double-edged sword wherever you go. I see TGR posting content. I see a lot of other YouTubers that are coming up off of the void that these YouTubers are leaving. I see people like Silent9 and Jay Stone and a couple other people getting a lot of traction because they're focusing on the game and the bigger guys aren't. So it's kind of helping them grow a little bit, and at the same time it's still hurting the zombies community. To see your favorite zombies player constantly play Fortnite is a little ridiculous, because I have one of them and all they do is play Fortnite.
Well, I've been playing so much Fortnite, dude, that the other day I was just like, I really want to play zombies. I miss zombies. So you know what I did yesterday? I fucking streamed zombies.
Yeah.
And it was great. I had a blast doing the Origins Easter egg.
Oh, I seen ya with the jump packs, with the freaking Advanced Warfare jump packs.
They were flying around.
I was like, yo, how's he jumping in Origins? And I looked at the title, it's a mod. I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch. I seen him flying through the air.
That was no clipping.
That shit was funny.
Yeah, right? Alright, somebody mentioned some shit about a stone or something. Reinhardt's crystal is the next item we need to collect, correct?
No, we got that on the
Can you elaborate on that? Who said that?
James Jeffrey said he has a question. On the COD side, it mentions the pommel, the hilt, and the Rabenherz crystal. When will the Rabenherz crystal come into play? King said is the next item we need to collect,
DLC.
correct?
You get that for the hardcore Easter egg on the final right.
Yes.
Oh, the stone? Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You get the hilt from
sense.
the casual Easter egg.
Wait, do we?
You get the stone from the hardcore Easter egg. You've already gotten that. And now we have the pommel. So the other items is the sword itself, which could be one piece or two pieces.
I didn't
And the
realize
sheath.
the significance of the stone.
If there's
I
a
guess.
sheath.
The stone's the most important part because that's like what resurrects.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck, really? Okay, that makes sense. Okay, thank you.
So give us a little background to this, TGR. What more of this storyline do you think is going to lead to? With the knowledge that you have right now, what do you think is going to be the next step that we're going to go towards?
I don't know, because they could just go down the generic route of we get half of the sword, and then DLC 3 we get another half. And then DLC 4 we resurrect Barbarossa, and we have a super Easter egg, yada yada yada, it's over. I'd like to see some sort of twist though, but I don't know if they will.
I
just
think we'll
weird.
see a twist in this DLC. I think we will. There's a reason why we're like. Obviously, there's a reason why we're not going straight to London or Britain or whatever. We're going
I
straight to
hope that's
Berlin.
DLC 3. That would be sick.
Wait a minute. How many games? We did Black Ops 3. Weren't we supposed to go to London in Black Ops 3 and we never did? And now we're doing it in the same thing in World War II.
The base map was supposed to be London, but he changed it.
The what?
I think the base map was supposed to be London, but he changed it. It's something far later in the story.
Yeah, London is like what they were hinting at with the Horizon Drop newspapers.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
stuff.
that's gonna be the end game is London.
Now,
I can see that
I like
from a
drawing
mile away.
these connections between these two games because that's another connection that both parties were supposed to go to London. We sent zombies to London, and now these guys are not going to London. I mean, I'm going to take a pin and put it on the side because that could be coincidence too.
Oh, they're just uncreative. I mean, we just went to an island. So,
How likely is it that we'll do the next map just on the blimp?
No,
Not
'cause the
likely,
image-
dude. There's a
the
throne.
image
We gotta
was
get a
in the
throne,
server.
dude. There's not gonna be a throne in a blimp.
No, there's not gonna. No, Throne's gonna be in Berlin. It's probably gonna be. If it is Berlin, there's been really no Hitler
They-
presence, but I don't.
They're not
it
going to
makes
reference
sense.
him. They're not going to
Yeah,
reference him. Hitler was
that's what
part
I'm
of the
saying.
Third Reich, right? So what I believe
Yeah.
is this is the end game carrying on, let's say, in their universe.
yeah, but
The final
the reason
Reich.
why we're going there is to rescue him. Like, so he must be on the map.
The reason that we're going to Berlin is to rescue Hitler.
Yeah, so
The
has to
Fuhrer.
be-
We're not rescuing Hitler. They never actually name Hitler, do they? They say Fuhrer.
Not that I'm aware of.
They say to rescue the Fuhrer. So that could be somebody completely different because Hitler was part of the Third Reich. This started off as the final Reich. So the Reich name itself is... The First Reich was the first revolution in Nazi Germany. The Second Reich was World War I. The Third Reich was World War II. And the final Reich, which we started off as in this game, is supposed to be exactly what it is. The final revolution. So this is the final chance that they're going out and whatever their plan was to execute it.
but they're still following the same timeline as World War II.
Yes, that's why
Like with the
it's
events
hard
and
to
stuff.
pinpoint from what really happened in the war to what we think is going to lead to happening in the game because they're changing stuff around. I see the universe that they're shifting though. I see like they're keeping pieces of this and they're trickling in their own. You know what I mean? Like the timeline itself is solid though. The events that are going on are still on the same timeline. It's just they're telling a different story. How I don't know how compare it to like Star Wars and Rogue One or like the Jedi Wars or whatever, the side story while this story was going on. Maybe they're continuing it that way.
Klaus was saying something about an emperor, so it's the emperor's throne that we're going to. He said, "Was there ever an emperor in Berlin, though?" And I'm not. I don't think there ever was, but that makes
Is
sense.
Barbarossa not the emperor?
Yeah, I thought that he was supposed to be this being, this high.
Yeah, well, Barbarossa is laid under the what is it, the Kaifhausen Mountains, which is in the Final Reich. That's where he's laid, so he won't be on this map.
No.
So I don't know.
Is Barbarossa like alive? No, right?
No, he's like asleep.
So he's like
He's
in a
asleep
tomb
in
somewhere.
like a dormant phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like an ancient, mystic sleep of some sort, probably.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll see. I'm gonna look up some old. I don't know how to necessarily get the story of Barbarossa. Someone said that he was like this captain who fought mythical creatures and monsters, an old like folk tale or whatever, but I can't seem to like pinpoint the exact Barbarossa. I can point out in real history something that could relate to Barbarossa's sword, but that's like Excalibur. It's not really anything connected with...
No, okay, Barbarossa was the Holy Roman Emperor from 1155 until he died in 1152. It was March 9th.
Great podcast so far,
He was
Ninja.
elected King of Germany, so he was the Emperor of Berlin, or of Germany, yeah.
So he was the emperor. So we're going to...
Yes.
Okay.
His throne, yes.
Thank you, Cloud9, for that dono, bro.
that
Appreciate
makes
it.
sense. A shadow throne.
Yeah, we just wanted
Probably,
to
yeah,
chit-chat and talk
Got a
about
piece of the
this.
sword that we're gonna go grab.
Well,
He was a Holy Roman Emperor who became a German king.
they didn't release any type of information or comments or anything about the zombies thing, right? The Shadow Throne brings... The only thing I saw was...
It had a small description,
Yeah.
but it really wasn't good.
The Shadow Throne brings our heroes into the heart of Nazi Germany to confront a desperate and murderous regime. Berlin is burning, and Dr. Straub's monstrous army is hell-bent on purging his city of the Allied invaders. John, Marie, Drosten, Olivia, and Jefferson on a descent into madness in a city warped with terror, blood, and war as Nazi zombies step out from the shadows of history. Okay.
We could be missing something else. There was an operation in World War II called Operation Barbarossa, where we invaded, it was led up to the invasion of Germany and the Soviet Union, which Adolf Hitler authorized, where is this? Yeah, it was just an invasion of the Soviet Union. June 22nd, 1941.
June 22nd. Okay.
Yeah, it was to conquer the Western Soviet Union that was repopulated by the Germans.
Okay.
Even today, legend has it that he is still sleeping in a cave. In the whatever the fuck mountain range.
Based on the description, I do feel like some part of this is going to have to do with the blimp, but I don't feel like we will be playing on the blimp because they said...
I think it's just gonna be the intro sequence. Dude.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna start there, fight off, and then we're done with it. Maybe it comes in an Easter egg, like in the casual Easter egg, where we do something with it. But I think that the only gameplay that'll be on it is like the start of the map. But I hope it's a little bit more overwhelming than what they did with the Darkest Shore, because it was very underwhelming for them to even have a sequence.
Well, it
like
said
that.
on their
Operation
descent
Barbarossa failed.
into madness in a city. So, right off the bat, they're descending from the balloon and they're going to a city. Balloon's not going to be the map.
No, yeah.
I believe it'll play a part in it, but I still don't want to exclude
Agreed.
the sabotaging of the balloon as maybe a possibility. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of
London's
stuff.
gonna be the end game map. I don't think we're gonna head to London right after either.
I don't believe so. You guys in the chat, let us know what you guys
I think
think.
the last map's something a bit out of the ordinary.
What?
Because otherwise all the maps are just going to be like Nazi facilities. It's kind of just the same.
I agree 100%. It's gonna be overplayed and dull if that's how it is. I 100% agree with that, actually. There's nothing different.
But weren't
nothing
all
nothing
the
to spice it
Black
up.
Ops
It's
3
just gonna be
facilities
like,
either
the same rundown shit?
Group 935 facilities or other facilities
But
that
they have
used?
No, we
flair to it. Like they all have
all
like a
different.
fucking flair
Yeah,
that like
Group
stood
9,
out
Group
and made it unique.
935, and
Division
Griffin
9,
Station,
was
Griffin
Setsuba.
Castle. They were all their stations, you know?
They had different atmospheres though. I mean, you have Shadows, the giant, I mean, you've got snow, you've got Apothicons, you've
True.
got Zetsabo, which is a swamp. Then you've got Revelations, which is in, well, it's not space, but
It's in the
kind of has that
ether.
atmosphere. Yeah.
Yeah, intergalactic
And then-
feel for sure.
Well,
I don't know, they're all just kind of different.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
we had Final Reich, which is a snowy city. We had a beach, which is a sunny, foggy area. We're gonna have a burning city like Gerard Crowley now, apparently.
Dragons.
Well, if you know anything about Berlin during the war, man, that city got really, really, really fucked up.
London DLC 4. After Berlin, Strahd will unleash
the Origins box.
the zombies in London as a last-ditch effort to win the war.
That wouldn't surprise me if the blimp acts like the Origins robot, where you go up and do shit.
That's a good idea, Michael. And isn't first map on BO4 supposed to be London? Will they really do 2 straight London maps? I don't know about that. I've never heard anything about BO4 first map being London.
It was supposed to be. Just like how Moon was supposed to be Paris, but they changed it.
Well, let's not speculate too much. I think, Ginger, you're right. We'll start off intro and pre-round 1, zombie horde will fight and off exiting the blimp, just like the beach. Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Alright. Well, I think this is...
More overused assets.
yeah. For the state of zombies,
Well, if they do
I feel
it
like
more
the DLC would be
spectacular-
healthy.
Like, if they do something cool, it'll be awesome. But if it's lame, like the Darkest Shore sequences, then it will feel.
Well,
like
what makes
that,
the
like a
Darkest
reused
Shore
asset,
lame,
but
though?
if they-
I liked all the steps in the Darkest
No, I
Shore,
mean
even
I don't
the
mean, no,
originality of the soul box.
I'm referring to the opening sequence. I'm sorry. I love the Easter egg altogether. It is a really fun Easter egg to do with your friends. I refer to the opening sequence being underwhelming to where it almost feels like it shouldn't even be there.
Yeah, good point.
Okay.
Bland is what he's saying.
Yeah, and if it's exciting opening, like imagine we all get the map. I mean, we'll all have seen it sadly due to early gameplay. But can you imagine like getting on the map and being like just having your jaw drop like the whole time you're fighting off of the thing? You know what I mean?
Kinda like
that'll
how
be a,
DE
that'll be a
was.
feeling.
No, wasn't
Yeah,
that how
exactly.
Revelations was? They just had to did they even release a trailer for it?
No.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
we had a trailer.
They just released it.
They had
Yeah,
a
Rev
trailer,
was,
but they didn't
refreshed,
let anybody
yeah.
do early gameplay this time.
It wasn't
No.
even really a trailer, was it? Wasn't it just like a small teaser?
Yeah.
It was the intro cutscene. I know we got that early.
Yeah, see, like, doing stuff like that, honestly, is perfect. I would honestly rather, nobody get invited and it just be fresh for everybody. I would rather that happen, but this is a business. They need to market. They need to do this. It's never going to be
That's
that
why
way.
we gotta deal with it. Yeah, it's gonna be that way, and we can't do much about it.
We just have to deal with it and act according.
Well, I just hope for the health of the zombies community that people actually give this DLC a chance. Maybe if you guys don't see what we're talking about in Darkest Shore and you haven't played it that much, hop in a game, man. Enjoy it. I know when I told Code Easy, because Code Easy loves zombies, he just hated the fog and the mutular. I told him, if you stand
The
still,
nuclears, I hate
the
that.
nuclear don't really hit you, or you just murk them.
SVT.
Ginger has one last question. Sets, will there be fog? Only from the blunt
God.
in my face cam, alright? Other than that, I don't want to see no damn mutilars. I am kind of excited to see whatever boss zombie they come up with. We've had a different one every map so far. We had the strong arm guys.
But they only switch the big guys, and I would like to see them switch more up. Honestly, I would like to see I would like to have something other than a pest round. That would be.
You know
cool.
what I'm disappointed
Well, that
in? The
may
fact
be
that they
this
got
picture.
Ving Rhames in the game, and Ving Rhames isn't more of a bigger presence in the game. That's who Ving Rhames is. Like, come the fuck on.
Yeah, I mean he is just a character though. nobody really plays with the characters because they got the secret characters. Don't even get me started. If DLC 2 does not have new secret characters and just a different color cape, I'm gonna be pissed the fuck off. Alright?
Well, we didn't get like bat agents and stuff.
We didn't
like
get
that,
Bat
so I
Agent
imagine
and
we're
Bat
gonna get
Elite.
reskin
So
Bat
we're gonna
Agents.
reskin
We're
all
gonna
Bat
get
Agents and
those
Bat
reskins.
Elites this time. Basically. Maybe we'll get
Yeah,
one
dude,
new
probably.
character.
We'll see. If we start saying stuff about it now, they will definitely put out new shit, and I'm sure if they do that again, that they will.
Please,
do it
camera.
about
I
it.
want everybody who's watching this right now. Tweet at Cameron Dayton. Ask him, please put in at least one new character skin for a secret unlockable character. Please, I beg of you, for the community, for the sake of being fresh. I keep feeling like I gotta
Can't be that
sneeze.
hard.
I'm sick, by the way, so I'm about to end this probably soon. Go lay down, drink my tea. I feel nauseous.
Yeah, I need to go across the street to the whatchamacallit guy. You know what I'm talking about.
Cough drops. Yeah, I got you. Alright, well, if anything else develops, or if we get any more info before the map actually comes out, I'd like to discuss it and try to pick it apart. I'm gonna go do some research on some of those events you were talking about. I didn't really look up the Barbarossa thing, but I definitely want to check that out.
Yeah, Wikipedia is amazing.
Let's look at the picture close up. What, this picture?
How much more close up do you want that picture?
I mean,
Zoom it in really far. Here you go.
there you go. Alright. It's just a burnt zombie. Like,
It's the same burned zombie we see in all the other maps. That's why I'm like, this isn't even a tease.
It looks like the same, almost exact same image from when they were like showing the game for the first time.
honestly,
Exactly,
I don't
that's what I
even
thought it
look.
was.
Yeah, I don't even look in the background to see anything in this picture, but it says not actual in-game image. So this could be an image just from Final Reich.
It's a render. No, when they say not actual in-game images, it's a rendered image.
Okay.
It's not taken from inside the game.
Okay, but in all honesty, it doesn't look like a new zombie to me. It could.
It's not.
It just looks like a pest that was set on fire, which...
Yeah, I imagine they'll replace the Brenner / Moochler and then keep everything else the same. And I hope that they don't do that. I would like to see, you know, the Woosling, the Bomber, and the Flies replaced every map. But I guess that would kind of be asking for a lot. But
No, that's...
it would make
the
each map
zombies
feel a lot more unique.
That's the
Well,
type
I
of
mean,
zombies they
Depends on
have.
napalm, I swear to God.
Yeah,
I'd like to see zombies with shell shock abilities and stuff like that, like the Mutuals had.
oh,
but
no.
frontline and blah 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 blah.
Oh, so they'd almost be like the Shangri-La zombies, where they like have an ability that blow up on you.
Yeah.
That would be interesting, actually.
That's what they need
yeah.
to do. They need to figure out, instead of creating different zombies like that,
That's
they
what
need
this
to
guy honestly
get
looks
more
like.
in-depth with it.
Is the Shangri-La zombie. Like, he might set you on fire if you get too close to him or some shit. Like, it's not a pest, but he's like a smoldering zombie or some shit. I don't know.
That also says no originality. That's one of the problems, is they just want to copy things that work in other games, and it's not going to work in their environment because it's not from their
They just
game.
changed the skin, same aspects. I mean, it's not Treyarch. So I could say, just like the whole community says for every 3 years when Treyarch is done releasing their game, it's not Treyarch. I will hate. And like I said before, I love these games, but I do feel like Treyarch should have a hand in leading the zombie franchise to a higher bar and glory than they ever been. And that includes Sledgehammer, Raven, and Infinite Warfare. Infinity Ward. Like, I feel like Treyarch should be the Activision to them, and then Activision just watch over the whole thing. You know what I mean? Treyarch should be a
They
step
need to
up.
take all the zombie studios, take the best out of all the zombie studios, make one zombie studio, and just make a game every 2 years. And just make one game and continuously update it. New maps, new season passes every year, just infinite updates.
We might see that in the Black Ops 4. We might
That's what
see
I'm
them
hoping for.
adopt the fast updating that Fortnite has done. Little things, but every couple of weeks
need to.
update.
We already know the studios work together because some of Treyarch studio employees helped out Infinity Ward on their zombies, especially mainly on Spaceland. So, I mean, we already know that they can work together. They reach out to each other. They're probably friends, so it doesn't surprise me.
What were you gonna say, Matt?
I can't remember. But yeah, seasonal events and stuff, they definitely need to do more of them.
Oh,
And,
that's good.
They did a great job with this little
Leprechaun thing, yeah.
Easter egg and stuff. I think that was so cool of them to do.
What
Honestly,
holidays
and
is coming
I
up?
really hope Treyarch hollers at that note.
Cinco de
Yeah, that
Mayo,
is really good.
Easter. If we start having to start look for a little Easter egg bunny on here, I'm gonna laugh.
Easter eggs, yeah.
Dude, yeah,
Literal
dude,
Easter
it's
eggs.
Easter egg. If they don't give us if they give us freaking clovers for St. Patrick's Day and they don't give us goddamn Easter eggs for Easter, there's a serious problem.
Would you guys like that in chat? Like if they gave us Easter eggs? Sounds good. I would like it. Like I talked with Chris, and like I don't know if people play Destiny. You know how once a
Nobody
week.
plays Destiny anymore.
Well, listen. Once a week there would be those weekly Nightfall raids, which is like the Easter egg, but you'd get different rewards for them. Let's say. I'd like to see them adopt that into their zombies, and give us
they need to give a reason to keep playing.
exactly like
something to grind
like.
for.
Once every 2 weeks, we have a new weapon that we can earn from doing this Easter egg under this amount of time with this, like a challenge for the Easter egg. That
for like X
you
amount
could
of
get the
gobble
weapon
gums.
in the care package, or you could just do the weekly Easter egg challenge, and you could get like a weapon that you could use in multiplayer, or stuff that you would like to unlock from care packages, but you don't have the money to. Just like in Destiny,
Yeah, I
you would
agree
do
with
the weekly Nightfall and get specific raid gear for it and shit like that.
They need to have better rewards for leveling up as well.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you know,
should-
something as simple that IW did was give us calling cards, and that made the people who enjoyed that game continue to play it. It was such as simple as that.
I'm gonna
know what I
shut you
mean?
up
To-
right
to
there,
make people
because if they
play.
make us wait another month for a damn calling card, hunting that shit for 1 month, a time frame like they did on frickin' Challenge Shuffle, I'm gonna be mad too. Wait until
I was
this
just saying,
date
it was something.
on this time, and then you could figure out the Easter egg. No, bro. No, right now.
I thought that was cool. That was probably, in my opinion, I think that was a great innovation for Easter egg, and I think it was really cool for them to do that.
Yes and no.
Well, once we knew how it was working, we knew that we had to wait. I mean, it gave the Xbox community a chance to be a part of something, and I guess I'm kind of biased towards that, but.
Well, we'd all like to see some things in this game be improved upon. As far as the devs are concerned, y'all doing a hell of an amazing job keeping up with all of our demands. Because at the end of the day, we're just spoiled fucking gamers and we want what we want. But I do think that some of these ideas would definitely help out the zombies community. And like TGR said, like it would definitely give us more of a reason to play. I mean, I wouldn't be doing the raids. Like I guess we'll see. Like I would do it. I would do it every week, once a week, Easter eggs. Other than that, I'd continue to help subs and do what I do on my channel. But for the players who just do the Easter egg and never go back to it, forget all the steps, this would be a little bit more refreshing. You'll see a lot more activity on zombies with that implemented into the system.
Oh, Ginger, don't even start. One of my friends, when IW came out, literally day in, day out, like 8 hours a day, would search for the Eddie Easter egg. And when I got inside info that it was not in the game until DLC 4, I couldn't help but just at least tell him because I felt so bad.
Yeah, I wasted a lot of time.
Actually, if anybody remembers Spaceland, I'm going to tell you something about Spaceland you might not know. But in the beginning, before they patched it, you could farm backpacks, just like I did in Raven the Redwoods. You can go from one side of the map to the other side of spawn. The zombies would respawn. You could pick up the cash that they dropped from their backpacks. We've gotten the roller coaster open on round 1. We just didn't know that it was on there. So the only reason you needed to wait for DLC 4 was to get Director's Cut. So it was in the game the entire time. You just needed to open it up on round 1. That's where I come in, but I didn't play Spaceland. So, Dubbed, I know you hate me for that because you spent a lot of time on that.
Yeah, I just don't see why they would do that to the people who actually cared about the game. Like, they took the people who actually cared about the game and cared enough to look for the Easter egg, and they made them a fucking joke. And then,
Yeah, I
don't know,
heard
it's just...
something about this, but yeah, I can't say.
That friend that I told that information to after that, and once he found out DLC 4, I was like, when he found out I was right, and then they put it in, he quit playing. He doesn't even fucking play it anymore.
On IW, we've seen the smaller Easter eggs play a bigger part. I'd like to see that come into it, at least a little bit, for World War II. A couple of side Easter eggs. We still have that one Easter egg in Darkest Shore that nobody's figured out. The 1 point.
Easter egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that if they figure that out and if the reward is spectacular, maybe it'll bring people, like, people will have a bit more respect for their zombies, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's the biggest problem in any community is the lack of people just trying to understand. They want the same thing, but they don't want the same thing. And they don't really, like, we know what we want, but we really don't know what we want because we wanted boots on the ground for multiplayer, but nobody's playing multiplayer.
I see a lot of people play multiplayer. I think the war mode is more fun.
I said I was going to, and I don't play it at all.
Exactly.
I enjoy it, but I don't play it as much. Anytime anybody sees me on multiplayer, it's one of my boys, like, hanging out playing, or on Fortnite. If y'all see my account on any of those games, it's because my boy Drew or E is over here playing. I gotta stop letting them play under my name. Has anyone figured out how to double pap on World War II yet? Yes, the link is in the description. I have a guide on that. You just got to fly up to Jimbothe's house and find the Megalodon shark. Put that.
Yeah, you gotta get the
inventory.
jetpack from the chests in Fortnite though first.
Yes.
So that you can fly.
Predator said prop hunt on zombies. What type of prop hunt would it be on zombies?
Yes. Yo, please, that would be so cool.
How would that even
would
work?
be irritating. Yeah, that would be so irritating holding a zombie trying to do that.
No, but not holding a zombie.
Yeah, how would that work?
On the zombie map. No, you wouldn't have the zombie on you, but you would just play on the zombie map, right? Maybe have the zombies on you.
But it would only be...
I mean, yeah, alright.
Just put a game of prop hunt on the zombies map. Take the zombies out.
That sounds like it'll be fun for about 45 minutes.
Pluto says Matt's a naughty boy. I'm just passing the message along.
You're right. It probably... I mean, it would be something you hop on every now and again while you're, like, waiting for a homie to get ready or something.
Oh, you mean like multiplayer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool to play it on the zombie map, so that's what I'm saying.
It would be alright.
Play it on the zombie map. I would play it.
I probably would too, but it's not something that would keep replayability though.
You're
like
right.
for little
you're
kids,
right.
it would, but they need to start tailoring their content more towards the adults because we've been playing so long. We're all grown now. They keep trying to tailor it to 12, 13, and 14-year-olds, and that's not their... I mean, that is their base audience.
I think that was the approach with this game.
But that's their base money audience.
The older people who have the money,
exactly.
they made this game for them. Especially Black Ops
exactly.
3.
No, I'll agree.
IW tried to cash in on all the kids saying, Mommy, Mommy, I want this game for Christmas. Mommy, 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 buy me this, buy me this.
Scooby-Doo Zombies.
Yeah.
That's what I called it.
Legoland Zombies. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Where are you? Shaggy was Neil, by the way. If you guys didn't know.
100%.
Any video game with David Hasselhoff, I cannot take serious. Just sorry.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I mean, if that was your lead star to start off the thing, y'all should have switched that with Kevin Smith. Put him as the DJ.
Smith, yeah.
You know what I
was
mean?
about to say the same thing.
Rocking out to some comic tunes, man. Imagine what his quotes
Do you
would
know
be.
how hype Spaceland would have been
With
if
Kevin
they had
Smith
Kevin
as the
Smith in
DJ?
Spaceland?
Hell yeah. Now we're going to play our favorite
That would've
Stoners
brought so much
Pothead
more
420
people.
song.
They should have added Jason Mewes.
They should have
as a
added
playable
the-
character, or at least in the game.
The Jay and Silent Bob song into the game. Fuck. Motherfucker.
Fuck.
They should have had that as an
Motherfuck,
Easter
fuck,
egg,
motherfuck,
bro.
Motherfuck, noise. I know that whole song still.
They should have had that as an Easter egg. Oh well, we'll figure it. I think I'm gonna go off here for now. I don't know what else to say, man.
Don't hassle the Hoff.
Don't hassle the Hoff. The predictions we have are pretty cool. I'd like to see what the next map has in store. If they pull a challenge shuffle on us, I'm gonna be so hyped for the next DLC. I think they can only get better. I think they improved from Final Reich to Darkest Shore, right? Anybody?
They definitely made the Easter egg more fun to do.
Fun, yes. Yes, I like the complication of the Easter egg. Yes, I'd like to see where this next one goes. I just hope that people don't really get all that early access gameplay and ruin the hunt for everybody, which is gonna happen anyway. But
In all fairness, the Darkest Shore did have a rather fair. I'm pretty confident that everyone knew more than they were saying when the videos came out, but everyone did have a fair chance to catch it to all hunt together for this last map, at least for the most part. I don't know what other people might have.
and
or
no,
did know,
because
or didn't know,
people were
but-
withholding information before the game even released. So, if the whole point is for you
Yeah,
to get
true. That's what, yeah,
early gameplay
yeah.
to do things, and then you put those videos out, but you don't really say what you really learned, then you kind of have an upper hand
Yeah, that's
against
what I was
everybody
saying.
else.
Yeah. No, I feel that exactly.
I'm not
assume
worried
they
about
had
the
to have at
hunts.
least known
I don't give a
the
fuck
fun.
who's first in the world. I enjoy these Easter eggs. I want to hunt them, have some fun with them, participate, and do my contribution to the community. Because not one of these damn Easter eggs gets solved with just one person. I don't care who
No,
claims
you're
first
right.
in the world. I don't care who claims that they beat whatever first. You didn't do that by yourself. There was tons of people in the community who have led you to that point. You just happen to be the lucky one who did it first. Everybody else solved it. Everybody else put in the time. When these Easter eggs come out, I could say for 1,000% sure this zombie community is one of the... They're on top of shit, boy. You find a cipher. You know, there's some ciphers that go on a long time without being solved, but they find something, they're on it. And they're on it, and the next day it's solved, or it's the main focus until it's solved, and then they move on to the next thing. So, with the
The
collective...
zombies community in a nutshell
Yeah.
is they disappear and come back, and we come back hard as shit.
Yeah, facts. So, you know, we do get the shit done. There's a lot of people out there, small and unknown, that do most of the work for the bigger guys out there. I've learned that throughout the hunts, and I've watched a lot of people capitalize on it. Some big YouTubers don't hunt 24 hours the first night. They'll go to sleep. They'll have a nice night on release day. Wake up the next morning, figure out where everybody left off, start from there, then beat it. While everybody else is dead tired and still up playing a game like this because they put in the work, they capitalize it, and then, or if they did it and somebody beat it, they ask that person to hop in the game so they can get their tutorial. They don't really care about the hunt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you're right.
The people who care about the hunt,
100%.
the only big YouTubers that care about the hunt, they care about it for one reason: to claim first in the world, and that's it. Other than that, they don't care about shit. With that, my friends,
Anybody hunting wants to be first.
there's a difference
Wanting to
between
be
that.
first and driving to it is different.
I like the thrill of the hunt, the feeling of not knowing what to do, and you being in control and figuring it out for the first time, whether it be with the help of chat or with the help of people who have collectively gathered this information and are now figuring it out. I enjoy that. I think that's the best. That's where the community, the zombies community, it's at its finest, is when the hunt is going on, because all that toxic bullshit is out the window. There's no really trolls. This is all solid info. Everybody's got on task. And then when they get bored, it's back to the shit posts on Reddit and let's attack this YouTuber and let's go here, and because we're bored because there's nothing to do.
Let's bide my time.
Yes. So when there's something to hunt, I believe that's why a lot of people participate in it. And that's the main reason why I enjoy zombies. Forget Easter eggs. The hunt is the main reason why I do it. So if I can't hunt, I don't want to play. So
exactly.
This is what it is. In between the hunts, I like to help myself.
For me now was the hunt.
And then I go straight back to the hunt. But that is the zombie community in a nutshell. Basically toxic until they have something to do. And then when they have something to do, they get it done. They're fucking on point. They're perfect. And then they go back to calling each other cancer and AIDS. It's what it is, bro.
Yo.
Alright. Oh my god, Sets, did I just see this string from you? Yes, I have tea, bro. I'm sick. I got the sniffles. My throat is all sore. I'm about to smoke this fine
what you mean, gangsters can't drink tea? What's wrong with you, man?
Kermit the Frog and his bitch.
And whatnot?
Gangsters, still sipping. Want to pull it?
Talking about how about a nice cup of shut the fuck up.
Luna, it's always a pleasure, bro. Dubbed, thanks for popping your head in randomly. Matt, thank you for all the content and all the clickable titles and thumbnails. And before I forget, let's all give thanks to our main reason that we get views. The big red arrow. Thank you, whoever made that. Whoever invented that, I appreciate you. I love you guys. Nah, for real, though, Matt, I appreciate you taking the time out to just hang and chill with us and chit-chat it up.
No worries.
Information is always good from you, despite all the fucking haters and all the bullshit in the comment section. I'm always going to look at your videos as truth and use them as a source. Or at least cite them. But, Luna, you know me, bro. Always appreciate you coming through. Dubbed, you too, bro. I'm going to go end this. We're going to go figure out what to do next. Hopefully DLC 2 will revive a little bit of the excitement. But I can say for now that it is all BO4 until BO4 comes out.
Oh, no, it'll bring excitement. It'll bring excitement right up until the DLC's done.
Until the Easter egg is done.
Exactly.
Alright.
Then it's back to Fortnite.
Guys, have a wonderful day. I'm going to be back in the party in a minute. Going to go say goodbye to my stream. And then we'll get your chat. If you want to play some Fortnite, I'll come shoot you, Dubbed. You're dropping on the same map.
Deep.
I'm not playing Fortnite, I promise. Maybe just one. But I'll be back. Finito. Scram. Get out. I love y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in a lot. I got a bag of purple here. I got some freaking lemon cookies right here. I'm about to go chill. I gotta go blow my nose. I feel like crap tonight, honestly. I was getting sick last night. And this light is making my nose, like, I feel like I gotta sneeze the whole time because of this light. Long story short, I don't know if I'm gonna stream later on. If I do, I'll probably be doing some Black Ops 3, to be honest. I'm not going to play World War 2. And if I don't do Black Ops 3, I'm going to be streaming on my Twitch, which is NinjaNation Gaming 1. If you look me up on Twitch, I'd appreciate a follow. I'm almost affiliated on there, and I do all my Fortnite shit on there. So if I don't do anything on the YouTube channel, it's mainly because I do it on Twitch, and I don't want to waste your time with just doing some random shit on my YouTube channel just to have content to do. If Anna is down to do the whole Black Ops 3 storyline, then I believe we will start early tomorrow. So early tomorrow, if we're down for it, we're gonna do Shadows of Evil, all the way up to Revelations, and then maybe even some Moon, Shangri-La, and Origins. Alright? All in one stream. We're going to do everything. If you guys need help with that, let me know. If you guys want to set up a game with me, I've seen a bunch of people asking how you get help and stuff like that. If you want to set up a game with me, please tweet at me at CETS_ on Twitter. That's the easiest way to get in contact with me. Don't send me PSN messages. Don't hit me up on Instagram. That's for chicks. If you ain't got double D's, I'm not responding. Just hit me up on Twitter, alright? Until then, I love these podcasts. I love engaging the community. And I love you guys in general. Thank you guys for all the support. I have been your favorite ninja. And if I'm not your favorite YouTuber, I'm your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber. Mother. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.